We as American citizens must not have blind faith in our leaders, not even a great leader like Barack Obama. I will prove to you that there is a far better plan that will create millions of more jobs far sooner. I have a degree in economics and authored a book on a proposed economic system. Barack Obama says his plan will create 3 million jobs within 2 years. By that time, unemployment insurance will run out and tens of millions of Americans will be homeless, foodless, and at risk of starvation. Not good enough. When a Vietnam-era veteran with 8 years of college, a master's degree in computer science, and over 25 years of experience as a computer programmer is laid off by a major software company and cannot find another job as a computer programmer, then something is very, very wrong in the United States of America. It is easier for a non-citizen with a work visa to get a job as a computer programmer than it is for a Vietnam-era veteran to get a job as a computer programmer. Drastic action must be taken, and it must be taken now, to give Americans their jobs back now, not 2 years later. We must have 3 million jobs added, not within 2 years, but rather within 6 months. I will reveal a plan for doing just that. We need much faster relief. Go to the web pages www.bls.gov/newsrelease and see information from the U.S. Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics. In the last year, from December 2007 to December 2008, America lost 3.6 million jobs. At the end of December 2008, America had 11 million unemployed, with a labor force of 154 million, and thus an unemployment rate of 7.2%. Since many have given up on finding a job and have taken much lower paying jobs, the real unemployment and underemployment rates are much, much higher. It has been reported that President Bill Clinton added 22 million jobs in 8 years. If Democrats under Bill Clinton can add 22 million jobs in 8 years, then Democrats under Barack Obama can add 24 million jobs in 8 years. President John F. Kennedy had a NASA goal of reaching the moon in 10 years. In the campaign, Barack Obama talked about hope. Is he ready to deliver on his promise? For Barack Obama to give America a dream of real hope, he needs to reach higher and create far more jobs far sooner. America needs 3 million new jobs in 6 months, 6 million jobs in 2 years, 12 million jobs in 4 years, and 24 million jobs in 8 years. Okay, here are some actions that will help to accomplish those goals. We must immediately add millions of new factory and technology jobs and continue to add millions of new jobs. First, consumer spending in America must finance jobs for American workers. We must ban all factory imports from communist China and end all work visas for technology workers that are not American citizens. Then factory workers will get their factory jobs back, and computer programmers will get their computer programming jobs back. That will mean millions of new jobs for American workers. If we do not ban all imports from communist China, then we must at least do the following: raise tariff tax on all factory imports to at least 10%, raise tariff tax on all factory imports from communist China to 100%, limit imports from communist China to be no more than factory exports to communist China. Second, we must stimulate consumer spending on factory goods made in American workers to create millions of new factory jobs. Thus, we must pay consumers to buy factory products made in America to create more factory jobs in America. There are several ways of doing that. Sales tax on all factory goods made in America should be set to 0%, thus paying consumers to buy made in America factory products. Also, sales tax on factory goods from communist China must be twice the normal sales tax rate. 2. Provide 0% government loans to finance consumers buying American-made hybrid or electric cars. 3. Provide some additional incentive funding. Those who buy an American-made hybrid or electric car should get a debit card good for $1,000 worth of factory products made in America. The key to a quick recovery, job creation, and sustainable economic growth is consumer spending. Therefore, paying consumers to purchase American-made factory products that are also green products is the best strategy in the short term and in the long term. Third, set a national limit on interest rates to be no more than 10%. When mortgage rates and credit card rates are reduced, then people can afford to make mortgage payments, pay off their credit cards, and have money left over to spend. Fourth, we must build new factories and build them now. We must immediately build factories to produce solar panels and windmills. We must build those factories within months to quickly create green jobs now. I suggest they be located in the Midwestern states of Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. This will allow cheap shipping costs by using the rail hub in Chicago. Fifth, we must start placing solar panels and windmills in America within months. Electric grid of solar panels might first be placed in sunny states like Arizona and other southern states. Windmills might first be placed on family farms in windy states like the Great Plains states. Sixth, in order to create 3 million jobs in 6 months, we will need perhaps $1.5 trillion of funding up front. Some of that funding can come from increasing taxes on imports. Some of that funding can come from both ending the $200 billion tax cut on the super rich and also adding a $200 billion tax increase on the super rich. That would mean an extra $400 billion a year, or over $1.5 trillion in 8 years. To save much of the stimulus money, to save costs, much of the stimulus money may be in the form of low-interest loans rather than grants. Some will say that we cannot afford to spend that much money. The truth is, we cannot afford not to. If we do not add 3 million jobs in 6 months, 6 million jobs in 2 years, 12 million jobs in 4 years, and 24 million jobs in 8 years, then consider the economic cost. With 3 million unemployed, taxpayers must provide at least $20,000 a year to those people in the form of unemployment, food stamps, welfare, and government housing. If those 3 million had jobs paying $30,000 a year, and the circulation of money multiplier was 2, then there would be $60,000 a year of circulated money produced. The economic cost to taxpayers and the economy of not giving jobs to 3 million Americans would thus be $80,000 times 3 million, or $240 billion a year. In 8 years, that is nearly $2 trillion. If $500 billion of the $1.5 trillion stimulus package is in the form of loans to buy hybrid cars, solar panels, and windmills, then the real cost is $1 trillion. Thus, a $1 trillion investment to create 3 million jobs gives back $2 trillion in taxes and economic growth. Thus, we cannot afford to not invest $1.5 trillion up front to start building factories now. Seventh, someone like Nobel Prize-winning economist Paul Krugman should lead the National Economic Board and design plans for short-term and long-term job creation in America. We do not need politicians and lawyers making economic decisions. That is not their area of expertise. We need one of the best economists in America with the insight to warn about the housing bubble to lead us to the fastest economic recovery possible. One of the exceptional leadership qualities of Barack Obama is his humility to listen to good ideas. Hopefully some of these good ideas can be incorporated to create 3 million new jobs in months rather than years. If you agree with my ideas, then go to the websites www.house.gov and www.senate.gov and tell your elected servants of the people that you want 3 million jobs created within 6 months, not within 2 years.